Why would a Fraser disguised as a Grant want to see my sister on the day of her wedding?
The moment in the finale when Brian comes to Ellen's room feels like such a culmination of this love story, right? Did it feel like, oh my gosh, we're reaching this new level, we can start with this new story, moving on from here?
I remember that scene being really fun to film because I remember coming in and Brian's got this whole thing to say, but he ends up just not really saying anything until he's given almost a platform to say it,
right,
because he's just so enamoured and is just enthralled by looking at Ellen in this beautiful dress. And I remember just being like, on the day, because the dress itself is stunning.
Mm-hmm.
It's so lovely. Mm-hmm. So that wasn't really hard to act. So like, you know, just being like, oh. But I remembered like that energy of like when Brian says what he came to say, you accept it, and we come together. Like that does feel like, okay, right, we're going to do this. Like, this is the time.
Yeah, it did. Because I think up until that moment in that episode, Ellen was sort of resigned to her fate. She realised that she wasn't going to get out of this situation. I think she kind of had faith the whole of season 1 that she would find a way out of this marriage. Mm-hmm. And I think at 10, up until that scene, there is no way out, and it's really sad. And then Brian comes and delivers the news that Colin tried to kill him anyway, so he betrayed her again. And I think it's almost like a liberation, because she doesn't have to stick to her word anymore. Mm-hmm. She doesn't have to stay away from him. Colin broke his word, so she can break hers. And it is like a very final, right, we're doing this. Yeah. It's also crazy seeing Brian at Leo, because it's so dangerous. Yeah. There's so many people downstairs for the wedding. He's also dressed as a Grant. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I don't mean to kill the buzz, but this relationship already has a body count, right? Like, Malcolm Grant is down. Ellen watches Brian have to kill him. Does it clack for her at all? Like, oh, this is weird, or I hadn't seen him committing the kind of violence that I know other men in my life can commit.
I think that moment is pretty traumatic, and she doesn't really say anything. I like the shot of her where she's just sort of staring at it. But I think the fact that he had to do it, Brian gives Malcolm the opportunity to walk away, and they beg with him. They say, please don't do this, because Brian knows how it's going to go if they do get into a fight. And Malcolm isn't relenting, and so it's kind of kill or be killed. And I think Ellen understands that, and I think she sees the turmoil that Brian then experiences as a result of killing, and she snaps into, right, I need to support him and make him see that he had to do it. He didn't want to do it, and if the roles had been reversed, I would have done the same to save him. So I think she sort of has to become the strong. But yeah, it is traumatic. So much happens to these people. I mean, I feel like they probably need quite a lot of therapy after this season.
You know, I've seen an Anchorman when they have the big fight, and then they're just sitting in the office like drinking beer after. That's kind of us in the bothy being like, Brian killed a guy.
And I love Murtagh's line. It's just, well, that's unfortunate.
Off with that shirt, Brian Fraser.
Terrible stuff has gone down, and they're still so in that honeymoon, swoony love eyes at each other. Do you think that if they were not at that phase of their relationship, they would be more worried about what is coming for them? Or do you think that they're aware of it all?
I think they're probably aware of the repercussions that could happen. You kill a laird in that time, like that's like one of the worst things you can do. So I don't think they're under any false, or any illusions that they're not going to be in trouble and they're just away from it. Even though, Brian says that nobody could have traced us here, but, Scotland's only so big. There's only so many places you can hide. But at this point in time, it's just put it into a box.
Yeah, compartmentalised.
Yep.
Always.
We're having a great time. We've left the castle. We have this hole in the ground here. It's great. It's a little studio apartment. Got fire.
A beautiful castle and gowns and books and riches for a hovel. But they're so in love. Ellen literally says, I don't know what's next, but I'm so happy I don't know if I care. I think that's love, isn't it? She is kind of blinded by it a little bit. She is living in that honeymoon phase, but like Jamie said, they are also very aware of what they've done and what the repercussions could be, and they're brought back down to reality really quickly when they see the burning crosses, and that means war, and they're going to be torn apart again. But I think they end season 1 in a very strong place as a couple. They see themselves as husband and wife, and they're one unit. So whatever Brian chooses to do, Ellen will be there and she'll support him, and they've overcome so much already. I think they'll be okay.
Yeah.
Jamie, do you think Brian is at all conflicted about joining up with his clan? Does their being married change how he views potentially launching himself into a fight?
Yeah, definitely, yeah, because before he didn't really have anything to lose, per se. The only thing he probably had to lose was his mum, so that's why, you know, he never really stood up to Lovett before. And then Lovett even, like, threatens Brian with, you know, punishing his mum. So, but yeah, now he's got his own thing to look after. And yeah, that definitely plays in his mind, you know, so as we get to season 2, we see how historical things happen. It just gives, you know, one more thing to think about.
Makes for some good drama.
It does, yeah. Difficult choices. Oh.
Brian told me that you saved his life.
You saved his life as well. Gave him a reason to truly live.
Ellen and Myrta have that beautiful, tender scene between the two of them. Is Brian aware of kind of the understanding that Ellen and Myrta have come to about how the three of them are going to work as a family, basically?
It's funny, isn't it? Because Ellen says to him, this will be between us. And so in a way it does feel like they're keeping something from Brian. But Brian is also already aware of how Myrta feels about Ellen. So I feel like everybody is aware of the situation. And I love that scene so much. We both got quite teary, didn't we, watching that?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Like, I think the way Rory plays Myrta is so brilliant. He's so lovable. There's such a lightness to him, but also such a heaviness, because he's obviously really experiencing this deep pain of loving someone who doesn't love you back. But I think the line about "let me find my happiness in yours and Brian's is where I find my peace," I think that's such a beautiful line. And then we see them living happily side by side in the montage where Brian's chopping wood.
It was so funny filming it that day, because I was like, we were like three little happy campers just now. Like, I was like, what's the music going to be in the back there?
Very much calm before the storm, isn't it?
And we see the
Roasting a
bracelets.
squirrel or something.
The bracelets are like Outlander lore, right?
Yeah.
Do you,
So beautiful.
have you worn them in season 2 yet?
I actually don't think we have seen them. She's lost them already.
Yeah. Ooh.
I wonder if that's what she means when she says this will be between us, that we won't tell Brian about this, because that's sort of like a, I don't know.
Man's giving another gift. I'm going to have words of that boy.
We see McCranach give her the pearls.
Yes.
Are those are the pearls?
Those are the pearls, yeah. And they came in a box that said, it said Claire's pearls, and then it was crossed out, and then under that it said Brianna's pearls, and that was crossed out, and then it said Ellen's pearls.
Oh, that's amazing. Amazing.
Those pearls got history. It was really cool actually shooting them. I was very aware of how important they are, because obviously they're Outlander lore, and we had to get the shot just right where she pulls them out of the bag, and then you see them hanging down.
So cool.
Yeah.
Jeremy, Henry says he's forgiven Julia for what she had to do to keep herself alive, to keep the baby safe. Has he fully forgiven her, or is that something we might see bubble up?
The way I like to look at it is you know, this is unconditional love. This is Outlander love. So it is, you know, this is real, true love. The only way in Henry's mind that she would have done this is to have kept his baby alive and to have kept herself alive. Would Jeremy find it that easy? Probably not. But, you know, I think he also hasn't been an angel. So I think that's in the back of his mind. And because they've been on the run, he hasn't had the opportunity to get into that so much, which is going to play a big part in season 2. When you've also transgressed, maybe it's best not to get too angry.
I don't know if I'm too on in Julia's mind, but I don't feel like she's transgressed.
No, sure.
I feel like she had to do it.
Yeah, Henry's got
survival.
Henry's got a much tougher job.
I was going to say, in comparison,
The I thought it was you excuse.
Yeah,
is
it's
a tough sell.
It is a tough.
if you weren't there, it's a little hard to.
Yeah. So he's got some work to do.
Yeah.
I think.
Hermione, do you think Julia underestimates Lovett at all? Like, she's clearly smarter than he is, but he's very cunning. Do you think that she has a good grasp on how dangerous he actually is?
No, I don't think she does. I mean, I think she has an awareness, but I think season 2 is when we start to see his volatility. And obviously he's a pretty nasty piece of work before that, but he really kind of starts to lose a grip on things. And then I think he's the kind of person that the more power he gets, the more dangerous he gets.
Does that affect how she strategizes?
Yes. But I think season 2 is going to be a little bit more, we see Julia, again, also losing a grip on her ability to control situations and shape situations.
Were both of you surprised by how quickly you were reunited in this season? Because I thought we were going to have to wait until the finale for you even to have a scene together.
Felt like a long time to us.
Did it?
Yeah, well, do you know, it's so funny watching it. For some reason, I hadn't appreciated how long we were apart. Because I felt like that, I think, when I first read it, that we got together, so we found each other so quickly. But watching it, I think it feels longer. Yeah.
We're sort of playing lovers, but really the only scenes were in a flashbacks together, and then I don't know, it felt like a long time before we finally got to get together, really.
Tell me about the little nugget who plays baby Claire, because I just wanted...
So cute.
Thank you.
She got through, I think, maybe 4 cakes. She just ate the strawberries off the top, one after the other. That was her sole focus, and it really worked. She was adorable.
Yeah, I think she was having the absolute time of her life.
She was
loving it. It took a lot to sort of remind them that actually there is a scene to do here. So I mean, the script went out the window.
Yeah,
and then it just turned into us just improvising with this gorgeous little child.
The cake as well was in the shape of the standing stones, but I don't think they managed to get a shot of it because she was just demolishing it every time.
No way.
Yeah, so the strawberries are in the shape of the standing stone.
Yeah.
But I think every time they tried to get a shot of it, she'd sort of put one in.
There's so many Henry and Julia scenes that are so fraught this season. Those seem like pure joy just to like be in. How did it feel to be doing that?
100%.
Yeah.
It was so nice having them in a domestic setting where the stakes aren't 10 out of 10. You know, they're just existing in like a family environment. It's very...
And we need to see that, you know, we need to see if these are 2 people who literally will go through hell to get back to each other, we need to see why. And we need to see, like, okay, actually, when they are together, it is just pure joy. And they're just, you know, they are just this perfect match.
I hate to harsh this buzz, but, like, we need to talk about Seema.
We do.
Right? Thank you. Thank you, Hermione.
I don't think we do, actually.
So, how worried would you say internally Henry is about Julia finding this out?
I mean, Henry is not a well man mentally. I think it's hanging over him. He's just got her back. And I think in his mind, the only reason... I mean, firstly, they don't have time. You know, they're constantly on the run. They don't really have time for this conversation to happen. But also, the risk of losing her again when he's just got her back, I think that's the main thing. So, you know, when we get to season 2 and they do end up with time, and he does have to discuss it, he's got a lot of explaining to do. It's going to be tough, basically. It's going to be tough. There's some difficult scenes to come.
I would imagine for Julia, knowing that he has trouble, right? He has PTSD, but still being the wife who finds this out. Like, talk to me about the struggle for her to hold both those things at the same time.
She definitely has an understanding of his mind and the way it works, and she's seen him have, you know, panic attacks and PTSD episodes. But I think even with all that knowledge, I think it's hard to accept that your husband's done that. She's a forgiving woman, but I think that there's a line for her, and that line's been crossed. So she has to. They have to deal with the consequences. I feel like I'm talking about my own life now. I feel like we're doing a press conference. Not married.
Yeah.
You guys are about halfway through season 2 now, shooting, right?
It's over. I think we're about 6-7 episodes.
Okay. In what you've shot already, is there a Henry Julia episode that's going to make fans like lose their minds?
We get a lot of Henry Julia, actually.
Yeah.
A lot more than season 1, I suppose.
Do you think what's the one in the one we did?
This is so funny. Trying to watch Hermione skirt around this. This is so funny.
God,
try.
I haven't got the knack of the spoiler thing yet.
Not even close. The number of times we're doing press and I'm just sort of going like that on Hermione's toe, going, not that one. Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, let the woman speak.
There's some great stuff. Season 2 is going to have, I mean, for a start, there's a big battle coming that's going to be epic. That might be sort of 3 of my favourite weeks filming on anything ever, maybe. I mean, it was,
unfortunately.
It was awesome to see all that come together. And that's going to be really cool. So there's that. There's our developing story, and there's some more hurdles that we have to overcome.
Yeah.
Some difficult conversations. And it's so great because, like, in this season one of anything, I suppose, you have to establish these characters. And you sort of, you know, everyone has to go, okay, this is this person, here's their backstory, this is that person. And now we don't have to do that anymore. So now we can just do, like, just story. And it's really exciting. I've really enjoyed the season.
Quite the cliffhanger there at the end for you guys. How long into season 2 do we have to wait before we find out what happens?
Immediately.
Immediately.
Scene 1.
That is the answer I wanted.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.